I want to start with this, the John Cena Classic. It's getting controversial reviews. You know, people are going to say it sucks before it even started. And I do think it sounds a little funky, but apparently it's going to happen by the end of the year. John Cena basically saying there's going to be a night where there's a series of matches between main roster wrestlers and NXT wrestlers. And for the first time ever since the Cyber Sunday Taboo Tuesday concept, fans are going to get to vote the winner of the match. And apparently you can lose your match, but the fans can still vote you a winner. And I think that's what people's getting caught up on, which I understand in some ways, but basically whoever ends up being like the main voted for person's gonna be the winner of the John Cena Classic. I think look, this sounds like an experiment. Obviously it will, and I think experiments obviously could fail and they could succeed, but I do think these matches are going to surprise people, whatever they put together, and I do think it can give a fresher, newer person a rub in some way. But I am skeptical about the voting concept, and I am skeptical about whether or not you can lose and still go advance is going to work out in the favor. But I do think it has some interesting elements. It could do something for somebody. What do you think about it, Sam?
Yeah, that part about the losing part is I could definitely understand why fans is willing to poo poo it and pretty much doodle all over it. But I do, if they're willing to actually give it a chance, I do think it could get the young dude over, like you just said. Because let's say you take somebody like a Sami Zayn for an example, and you make them fight whoever your NXT champion is right now, and let's say a 5-star clinic just happens. You're telling me now that doesn't open the door wide open for whoever that NXT champion is.
Exactly.
It's going to open it wide open. Now, I don't. What I would like is the Taboo Tuesday thing, like you just said. I want them to vote on a match. Make
Hmm.
it make it something where you're giving the fans like 3, 4 options of what a match could be.
So
And
the stipulation.
the stipulation,
Okay.
the stipulation. I always wanted a Taboo Tuesday type of thing to come back.
I think it fits the times for sure. The people on their
I really
phones
wanted it
and
to come back because
yeah.
I felt like it was a good pay per view
It
that they had.
was. It was ahead of its time if you really
It
look at it.
really actually was. You gave people like 3 options, like a tables match, a chair match, or no holds barred. They get to vote between which one, or you could do something cleaner like I quit or best 2 out of 3 lumberjack, something like that, and just mix it up, mix it actually up. I don't want it to be something where the match is always normal. That's
I feel you on that.
that would be my pushback. I don't care really much about the winning losing thing because I get why they hating on it, but I don't care that much because we already opened up the curtain with the WWE Unreal and all that type of
Hmm.
stuff. So just make the matches actually something where we're not watching another Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah,
That's
I
all I'm.
feel that. I feel that. I do think that would make it a lot more excited, and that would make fans want to vote even more. That they get in the vote on what the type of match is. But I'm willing to give it a shot. It might fail, but I have a feeling. Someone like John Cena's name attached to it. I'm pretty sure he's leading the way somewhat with creative to try to flesh it out. So I think his name being attached to it is a higher upside of it succeeding, but we'll see what happens for sure for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and another thing too, I don't think he had to announce it like that.
what hyping it up, over hyping that shit up and shit.
I don't think he had to announce it like that. Like I get he's retired and I get he's done, but you guys don't have to try to make him your spokesperson
Why not?
because it's John Cena. He's one of the greatest to ever lace him up and do it. Like using him using him should be a special thing.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
Picking up that call. Why are you guys wasting this time with this BS?
It's his concept.
You could use it as my concept without me actually physically being there.
Yeah, yeah, you
I
can.
don't actually physically gotta be there. I'm John Cena.
Yeah,
Like
uh,
at the end of the day, I'm top 5 dead or alive.
yeah.
Do I really gotta come and announce these things, or can you guys just say it's a John Cena Classic and stamp my name on it and let me do it? I'm not a spokesperson. I'm more special than that. Like why are they using them like in that type of way? That's really my beef with everything.
I think
Honestly,
you know.
I think
I think
think he
they. I
deserves.
I definitely think they're looking at it like if we're gonna announce this, um, having John Cena's voice do it gives it more impact. I definitely think that's probably the logic behind it.
I deserve
It
better.
gives it more clout, it gives it more meaning, it gives it more impact. I could see that too, but I could definitely see it's not that important for Cena's time too. I definitely see that.
Nah, I got a couple movies coming out.
I would almost
Think
rather
about
him
it.
announce the King of the Ring when it's coming up.
Think about it. Think about it though, David. It's like, come on, man. It's he's climbing up towards that path of the Rock and Dave Batista and all those type of people. So when you call him, you don't want it to be a verbal interaction with your hottest person or something like that,
Mhm,
or some type of verbal exchange with somebody who you guys see something really special in.
mhm.
That's what I'm calling them for. I'm not calling them for stuff like this.
Yeah, yeah. I want to get into some other news that there's a big rumor that Triple H and Creative are gonna wake the hell up after like 4 or 5 years and take the tag team division seriously. Maybe they are because I noticed they've been giving Logan Paul and Austin Theory some wins more as tag champions, and they did give them the main event slot at Saturday night's main event. And word on the streets is they're gonna sign Enzo Amore and BIg Cass and start building out the division a little bit more focused. Now I'm not gonna act like Enzo and Cass are the second coming of the Road Warriors, but Enzo and Cass will go a long way in adding some flavor to the tag team division. I think together they are really, really awesome, and they were really good between 2016 and 2018. So, um, you know, what do you think about that, man? You think that there's a chance for the tag team division to finally recover? They have nowhere to go but up.
That's exactly where I was just about to go. I look at that as a desperation move. You going all
Oh,
you going
said
all the way
no.
you're going all the way back to Enzo and Cass, Dave?
You talking like we're going back to we're plucking wrestlers from the Hulk Hogan era. These were guys that were instrumental in making WWE tag team good between 2012 and like 2018. Like these guys have great tag team chemistry.
Here's my question though. Was they really good or was they just in a time where nothing else was good?
That was a good tag team division back then.
I don't think it was.
It was.
The Enzo
That
and Cass?
That was probably the last good tag team division, last great tag division stretch. We had
Great.
Enzo and Cass. We had the Vaudevillains. We had the Authors
The
of
Raw
Pain. We had the
Day.
Undisputed Era. We had the Wyatt family. We had the New Day. We had the Usos. Come on, people. Tell him that This tag team division was good, man. I am not
That was
making this up. I
no,
am a bona fide
no,
stud and a certified G, and you can't teach that. Come on, Sammy.
no.
And you know
It was
WWE loves a good catchphrase to make merch money on it. TKO. They're gonna get them back. You see the Street Profits shining again. You see Logan and Austin Theory shining. I think there's potential here, man.
first of all, they got to do something with these Street Profits. I'm gonna start there. They hit the ceiling a minute ago. Something, something needs to happen with those dudes, bro. I've seen it for a long time. They've already worked.
It does feel like they've kind of done everything they've done as a team, though.
Dude, they've already been both ways.
They've been champion. They've been heel and face. They've rivalried with all the bigger teams that were left. Like they did.
What are they still together for?
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Are they still together?
It might be time to experiment on what they can do for real individual. Yeah,
seriously.
Because I do think both of them are decent and could survive it pretty well.
But
I'm not saying tippy top guy, but they could survive pretty well. Maybe upper mid card.
They could both be mid card guys.
Maybe upper mid card, like at best.
Especially the one that does most of the talking. He can at least be a U.S. champion, Intercontinental.
For sure. I think Dawkins is a little bit underrated as a big man, though. I think he could maybe be a U.S. champ.
He is, with the right kind of strides and the right kind of
with the right packaging.
Something needs to happen with these guys.
Yeah, they did hit their ceiling. But Sammy, don't lie. They don't miss. They don't have a bad match.
But Dave, they're forcing them together just because they don't have anyone else. That's messed up. It's really messed up. They're keeping them just because there's no one else there.
It is true.
That's not what you're supposed to do to them. And then whenever, Dave, come on, man. Whenever you starting a division off with the VOD villains,
the VOD villains were good.
No, they weren't.
They were.
Come on, Dave.
Sheamus and Cesaro. Come on, man.
Really? You had to force that together to make stuff work. The New Day were dominating the scene.
Usos
around that time. Usos, that's around the time they weren't that good.
The Wyatt family. The Usos were always pretty good.
They weren't that
They weren't
good.
great. The Uso penitentiary. Nah, they were the Uso penitentiary Usos. They were pretty good.
That was the whole time.
Those were the ones that were New Day's rivals. What do you mean?
But that was
they were rivals. They had an ill back and forth rivalry, bro.
And that's what was holding that division up at that time.
They had a good variety of teams, Sammy. Let's not forget, man. We can't rewrite history. Like they even had that short period of time the Dudley Boys came in. Like
I remember that.
Come on, bro. They put some teams over. Like they had some things there.
I remember that. Listen, it was around that time. It definitely wasn't anywhere close to being as bad.
It was way better than it's been the past 6 years or so.
It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't close to being as bad as it is now. I'll give them that. But come on, Dave. If you're going back to that dude who committed that crime or was in connection with that crime, whatever the hell happened. And then the other dude who was just floundering on AEW. I'm telling you, man, this desperation, it has desperation written all over it. They're going to come back and try to capture what happened in 2016, in 2017, whatever year that was. That's what they're going to try to do. And I don't blame him for it because the dude can talk. I'll give Enzo that. I
think at bare minimum having Enzo is a plus because he got the gift of gab. He could become a manager. He could be a commentator. Like you could use that.
he can talk. I give them that. He can actually talk. But that they're not gonna be the ones that give your tag division the real spark.
I think they're gonna add a lot of a really strong team in the rotation, and I think they're gonna get. I think they're gonna be an asset more than they're a liability.
But
They got a proven gimmick. They'll sell merch. You know they got the good catchphrases. You know they're gonna be an asset.
but that's the thing. That's the thing, Dave. You bring them in. Who else do they go up against besides Logan Paul and Theory?
You gotta keep.
What else?
You
What else
gotta
smells like?
you gotta keep building them, man. That's why I think they gotta keep building it. It ain't gonna take one team from, in my opinion, to do that. Like you eventually keep building some authentic teams, maybe bring in some NXT teams. I really do think it is worth giving the Hardy Boys from TNA a call to put people over. You still got the Usos. You got some creative things to get together. Like I think you got Solo in his camp, bro. Like you got some things to play with.
The thing is, Logan and Theory, they're not even a real team. That's gonna break up soon.
Wow, the Vision is a team.
That's not a real team,
It's
Dave.
a
That's
team.
two dudes that's supposed to be solo in the
I
main
agree.
events.
I agree. Those are two guys that could go slot right up easily. I agree with that.
It's just like Cesaro and Sheamus. You just
Cesaro and Sheamus was successful.
you just throwing things together and then hoping it could stick. And they're not gonna last that long. They're not gonna last
Well,
that
they're
long.
not gonna last forever. I don't think they need to. They're
No,
not that.
I'm saying that long. I could see them finishing off in a few months,
Yeah,
breaking up with each other in a few months, a couple months.
I could potentially see that.
Because eventually you got to give Logan this championship. You guys
Yeah,
could hide it away from him all you want,
yeah,
but there's money there.
yeah, for sure. They have
There's
to
money
give.
there.
They have to do that. They have to do that for real, for real. They
There's
definitely have.
money there. Like